this is episode 13. Today's date is March 30th, 2016. And today we're here with Mike, Fano, and Big Al. And I guess Big Al can start it.
Alright, so I'm pretty much wondering where's K-Dog been at? Like, I hear he's gonna make an epic comeback. Or if he is, I want to know your thoughts about it.
Well, I actually texted him, even though I blocked him like twice and try to forgive him. But every time I do that, he pretty much keeps texting me like, "Oh, I'm gonna come back and do the show." But anyways, I told him today, I was like, "Oh, we're gonna shoot today. You wanna come do it?" And then he was like, "Oh, I don't know. I might be busy." And I'm like, "Well, are you gonna do it or not? Like, just give me an answer." And he's just like, "Oh," and he's like, "Bros before hoes." And I'm like, "Okay, so you gotta hang out with some chicks, so you're not gonna come then? What you say?" And he's like, I guess I can't come, but I'm gonna come this week." And I'm like, but that's like a typical K-Dog answer.
Man, fuck that guy. That's all I gotta say.
That wasn't the question.
Oh,
The question was what happened to him.
what happened to K-Dog? Fuck. You know, when you grow up in an environment where you're only male and you have all sisters and your mom babies you, you become that. You know, this person who can't accept being reliable with other males.
Is he gonna come back though?
No, he's not. He's full of shit. His whole life's full of shit. I said it. I know he's gonna listen to this. Well, fuck him. You know, he's got a problem. He knows where I live.
Well, K-Dog, I still have faith in you. You can pull through.
That's very noble of you, Al. But he always listens to it and says, and like last time he listened to the episode we did, and he was all like, "Oh, I was a good character. It should just be me and Al doing this." I'm like, "Dude, you're never on the show. Like, why you even tell me that?"
I don't know, because the times when, like, he was on it, like, I couldn't get the chance to get on it because I was, like, I'm always working, so...
Well, yeah, you have an excuse. Like, if you're not available, you're not available. But this dude can text me all day, but yet can't show up once a week. I don't know. Will he ever be back on a regular basis? I'll just say no.
I think
never.
he's a narcissistic person. Yeah, narcissist. That's what I think.
He did. But, so you have faith. You think he's... I mean,
Yeah,
obviously he'll probably be back like one
he'll
episode.
make a triumphant return, I would say.
But yeah, he's not going to be like regularly
He's
back.
not going to be consistently coming to the show once a week.
So you don't have faith in that aspect, do you?
You know,
Yes,
yeah, I would say yes.
I get you have faith he's going to come back at one episode, but...
No, but, like, I think that one episode could be the turning point when he's going to, return more. He wants more clarification to come back.
What is this like? This reminds me of like WWE or something. Like the character like leaves, comes back, and there's like some storyline.
That's the way he do. Is like he's gonna say what happened and just like boom.
It better be a good story versus like some bullshit.
Yeah, we should have a whole show dedicated to the return of K-Dog.
If he ever comes back.
We'll probably just say some KP quotes and act like he's as cool as Kenny Powers, but...
I don't know, man. There's better people I could have on the show that are just as crazy as K-Dog. So.
Oh, Chronicles of Phil, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I mean, I know other people, but it's just... They're pretty crazy. Alright, I guess I'll do my topic then. So I was on Instagram, and I noticed all these photos with women, and now they all like, I don't know, they take pictures, right? And they say it's like on their thing they put like, "Oh, I'm a local model," or "I'm this," or "I'm that." And, it's like they're taking pictures from like people who take pictures. They're not like famous photographers. They're just like random guys who take pictures and convince these women to look pretty much naked and take these pictures. But anyways, what I was getting frustrated about is that there's all these people, and then they put like, "Oh, to like offer me a job or something, email me here." So they're basically like flaunting like they're like a real model and they can get like real gigs. But I'm just like, number one, you're not a real model. If you're anything, you're just like an amateur model. But even at that rate, I don't even know what's technically a model, but I would imagine it's like being an artist. You have to get paid to actually do modeling. And a lot of these chicks do it for free. But then they act like they're models. I mean, like what I'm trying to say is like it's just taking pictures doesn't make you a model. It's just like these photographers are not photographers just because they take pictures, or they're not at least professional. So like when I read the word model, I'm thinking like professional. I mean, I guess they could say professional model, but I don't know. I still think it's like Instagram just pisses me off.
I have a question about. Isn't Instagram on your phone though?
Yeah, but now you can like go on the internet.
You can upload your photos
You
now.
can get off the internet now?
I think you can. Yeah, you can look at someone's Instagram through the internet now.
Huh.
It used to be just through the app, but I can log on through Instagram.
Here, I'm gonna ask something. Do you think it's worse that a woman who gets this guy that's a photographer who wants to sleep with her and says, "Hey, you should take some pictures. Let me take some of your pictures for you." Do you hate her more, or do you hate the woman that says, "You know what? I think I may be a model. I'm gonna go pay a professional to take my pictures for me"?
No, it's not even like what I'm saying. I'm just saying that these women think they're models, and it's like if you just because you do art doesn't make you like an artist. Like you have to like sell art to be an artist. Like just because you draw doesn't mean you're an artist. And I feel like these people are just taking pictures, and they're not really like models, but they're acting like they're models.
Well, a lot of women think they're models because, they hang around with women that, I don't know if you notice this about women, but they always are trying to prop each other up. Because I feel like women secretly hate themselves no matter what. But other women tell them that, wow, you're good looking, you should be a model. And so in their mind they think they're a model, but they don't want to really actually go get judged to see if they're a model because I think that would be worse.
Like I'm saying like this, like where there's that point where everyone thought they were a DJ because they like mix songs on a computer or something. That's what I'm saying. It's just like it's like a trend. It's not really real. But I just get annoyed that I have to I go through these files because I'm taking a shit. I'm just like looking through shit, and I just like see all these chicks and they're just like they're models. But I guess what I was trying to say beyond that is like I go on these dating websites and then a lot of these chicks are taking these. They'll be like, "Oh, I model," and it's like it's like the same thing I see on Instagram. It's just like some random photographers taking a picture of them and they're saying they're a model on their profile. It's like you're not really a model just by taking pictures.
So a professional model is someone who gets paid for having photos taken.
Well, that's what I figured, but
in a runway or during commercials for a client.
But what if you just say you're a model? That's just loosely using the word.
Well, I guess if she's saying that, then it means she gets paid.
Well, at this day and age, everybody probably thinks they're a model. That's the whole thing. So, like, model is actually overused too much in this day and age.
Well, okay.
It's pretty bad.
So, but this website says to be a model, you have to have a look that will somehow appeal to an audience that will be mostly interested in buying the products you look to sell. So that's considered a model. So you're selling something. So I guess if you're not wearing something or advertising something, you're not a model. So just taking pictures of yourself being beautiful, technically you're not a model.
I don't know, man. But it's still like, I just don't get it. Would be called an amateur model. So why don't they just put I'm an amateur model?
Well, here's the funny thing. How do you feel about the word plus size?
What does this have to do with what I'm talking about?
Well, I'm just saying, women are constantly reimagining things in their mind and trying to convince men like that's how it is. I mean, for a woman to say that she's a model, that means she's very desirable. So if you read that and you being a schmuck, you might be like, well, oh shit, this is a model. I might have to buy her some free dinners and stuff. So it's in their advantage to call herself a model.
I'm just saying.
Do women lie? Yes.
I think more or less women just want that satisfaction. Like, oh, I'm a model. You know, I take some pictures. You know, like I compose.
All right, okay, let's just say that. Then
I
you're
think-
like, okay, you're a model, and then she shows you pictures, and it's like those pictures you see where they're not professional. They're just like some amateur
Yeah, they're just
pictures.
like normal
What do you
mugshots,
think?
like-
what do you think?
Well, no,
I'm like, that's cool. I mean, like, you know, you want to try to do modeling. I mean, if you become a model through it, then that's more power to you.
I don't know, man. I'd be too much of like, this is garbage. I don't know. It's just in my mind. I just like think that.
well, the website says that you can only be a model if you're modeling stuff, so a product. So you can't be a model. on
But
the
like,
other.
I do understand how like some people can probably take it out of proportion. Just be like, you know, just take random pictures. Be like, oh, I'm a model. Like, that's what I do for a living. I'm like, do you make money off of it? No, then you're not a model.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
Just take pictures.
Yeah. But then it's like, well, it's
Well,
like it's that whole,
technically
it's,
they say-
it's society.
they
They
say
just
they're
want to be like, oh, I'm a
part-time.
model. I take these pictures.
They should say they're part-time.
I don't know,
models.
man. Maybe I should just put my Instagram saying I'm a model because I take pictures of myself.
Yeah, why don't you say you're a model and see how it goes?
And
How's it going with changing your settings on your thing? Did it work better?
I just keep increasing it, and actually more people look at it.
But they still don't like bite.
I haven't switched it to where I'm completely sold out yet.
Hey, you know what we should do is you should make two profiles. One of you actually being legit, and the other one where you just like straight up lie about everything.
I already did that,
No, but have them
and now I'm trying to
simultaneously.
switch to it where it's just a bunch of bullshit like everyone else puts.
Did you like?
I didn't switch all my wording yet. I just switched my income, but more people look at it because I make more money on there. But it's all, I mean, whatever. But then what I was realizing about the whole dating thing is that
Online dating?
no, what it was, this is what I was talking about on my own podcast yesterday. That for me, it's like being on my diet. I'm raising my frequency or being myself too much. Where if people are not themselves, they don't connect with me at all. So I just feel like I'm on like a super high frequency. So when I talk to all these women, I'm like, well, this is what I am. This is what I believe in. This is what I'm doing. They're like, oh fuck, like that's crazy. And I remember back in the day when I was like stuck in Babylon, being kind of like everyone else, you can date all those people because you're in the same wavelength. But right now, it's just like I just can't be fake anymore, where it's just to get vagina. It's not. I just can't do it. So I think once you become more aware, you just get on. You just can't go back. So
Yeah, because you know, if you do that, you're gonna be like, oh, this is terrible. You're gonna be like stressful. It takes a toll on your body. I mean, if you be yourself, someone who's actually gonna like you for yourself, it's gonna work.
That's my logic now, where it's like it sucks, but then I'm thinking like, well, if I'm completely myself and I do meet somebody, even though I basically couldn't connect with like thousands of different women just because of that fact, that one person I do meet will be a better relationship.
See, but then also the fact is like, you know, people always have to like put on a front for people to actually like them. Then later on, you know, throughout the time you're dating or whatever, you change, you go back to your normal self, and people realize like, man, I fucked up because, you know, or they either choose to accept it. So
Well, no, that's what I was thinking too. It's like I'm just tired of wasting. Like I feel like this is dating. It's like you act, and then you keep acting, and then you like slowly yourself, and you go back in act mode, and it's like that constant thing until one point where you're so comfortable, and then you're yourself, and then that's like it could be a month, a year down the road, 10 years, and people are just like, whoa, who is this person though?
You know what?
It's just a big old charade.
I don't believe you can even have true love in this world anymore, or in America, because these women today are like, as older you get, what I realize is the older you get, the more stuck in the ways they are. And they want a certain man making a certain amount of money, and since they get older, they actually are going to hold out
This is
longer
what I'm
for
saying,
it.
is that you're not, by you not being truly 100% you, you're never going to meet that person.
I don't think even if you are,
But when you're young, you don't really realize that, so you don't really care. You're just like, I just want to have sex. Like, that's all you think. So you're like, I'm going to do anything to have sex with these women. And that's all it is. And then after a while, once you're like, oh, well, sex is kind of B now, it's not A, then you have to become yourself and find that legit person. But the thing about the women, though, is I meet them at different ages, and I think they're constantly they're like, I just feel like they're never like they get hurt, so they're like they're selves at one point, then they get hurt, then they're in this constant conflict. Should they be themselves or should they not? And so I don't know. I think like all I can say, I experienced life being a dude, and I can like grow out of that to figure out who I am and be determined in that aspect. But I feel like I don't know. I just never met a really determined woman of like this is who I am, and she like grew through relationships into like this is what I want.
Well, no, I mean, it's for them. It's hard to do because they get put down so much to the point where like, oh, I feel like shit. Like I have to lower my standards before anything else.
Well, I mean, come on. Why are you playing that game of women are beaten down to this thing? It's like they do it to themselves.
Oh, that too. But then then that's when like they become psychotic throughout and they start playing mind games with guys. That's what it's.
I don't know.
All I think the difference is women are way more emotional versus guy. So if I was a very emotional dude, it'd be hard for me to grow to figure out what kind of relationships I want to be in, because I'd just be very like extreme about things. But
so would you say women shouldn't lead like a nation or any of that stuff because they're too emotional?
I don't know.
I mean, you just said they shouldn't. They would be over.
I mean, would I trust a woman over? I mean, unless she was like some Amazonia, like Wonder Woman or something, then maybe I'd trust her.
Okay, but just straight American women.
No, if I had to pick somebody to like trust my life with to lead me, I mean, unless she was badass and I could trust her.
No, we're not saying that. Just a regular Joe, a regular person.
A regular woman versus a regular dude?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not real. That's not. I mean, I wouldn't pick a regular guy anyways over a regular woman. The guy would have to be like
just like
a leader.
Overall regularness.
No, because you can't say that because that's not being fair. You'd have to say, will you choose a leader man or a leader woman?
But you're like you just said like Wonder Woman. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Everybody let Wonder Woman lead the fucking nation because she's fucking Wonder Woman.
Okay, but
you can't put Wonder Woman in the same
but when I'm
aspect
saying
of regular women.
Okay, but if I'm saying a guy to lead the country, I would say like Superman.
I don't know.
But he's not even a human, so it doesn't matter.
I mean,
so whatever.
he's not American.
I'm saying like that's how extreme I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna say like, would you pick an average woman or an average guy? It's like I wouldn't pick neither because I wouldn't trust either of those people.
So you would want to do it then? Lead the nation?
No, I just lead myself. I don't gotta lead anyone. No man can lead thousands of people. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. They think that. It's kind of crazy.
No, they teach you that.
Oh, that makes sense.
They know that. They know. What do you think? How do you convince people? You gotta teach them things.
That's why you gotta use religion. I think religion helps keep everything in balance a little bit.
I don't know. I guess it's your topic.
All right. So I've been having this debate with Mish about IQ testing, and I've been bringing up all these facts that basically people with high IQs are better off in society. And these are proven facts that they are better off in society in a way where they can make money and be successful in those ways. Now, a couple of them actually could commit suicide and not pan out to be anything, but that's in every IQ range of people. But his whole thing is that the IQ test is flawed because it doesn't show intelligence. And then I brought up the fact that the IQ test now is bringing in the intelligence where they don't even have to give you the actual written part to, they can just ask you questions in any language to figure out if you're intelligent or not. And he's saying that, well, that's still flawed because you can just be good at taking tests. It doesn't show you're intelligent. Now, my question is, do you think a person with a high IQ is better off in the society compared to
the IQ is not based off of just questions, right?
Well, it's based off of intelligent thinking. So, look at this pattern. What's going to be the next pattern?
Yeah, I know. So me is just thinking the test is like the tests you took in high school or any test. But really it's just like a test of like overall random things.
Yeah, intelligence, yes.
Yeah, so why don't you just explain that to him in that way?
I did explain it, and he still doesn't. So what I'm questioning now is how how high is Misha's IQ now?
I think Mish just thinks test means A, B, C, and D versus like alternative. Like like what is it? They base your answer the way you answer.
Well, basically, if you get 100 IQ, that means you are whatever age level you are. Say you're 10 years old, you are average to every 10-year-old. So
I mean, how do you answer each question? Do you know?
there's different parts of the test. There's like numbers. What is the number sequence of these numbers, and they give them out, and they do like blocks, and like figure out which pattern goes next or what's missing from this.
So how do they determine if you're smart or if you answered the question right?
Well, in the number sequence there's only one right answer, but it's and some people will get it wrong, or the patterns get it wrong, or not describing enough in the picture what's missing from the picture, stuff like that.
So a human being determines some of the answers.
Well, the human made the test. But the test is basically saying that if you have an IQ over 125, you can work any professional job in America.
I don't believe that's true, though. I mean, you can be smart in different ways to the point of like, oh, just because I have a high IQ doesn't mean I can work anywhere, though. I mean,
Well, they're saying you can. You can basically study any test and pass it and work in that field. That's what they're saying.
But can you learn how to build a house?
Well, yeah, and you can learn because you have a high intelligence to learn. That's the whole point of the test was developed in the military to figure out what this soldier should we let him go to the front line, because that's where they put all the non-high IQ people. They put them on the front line, and the rest are doing like building the tanks, developing stuff, being mechanics, being if you're higher, you're like in the medical field in the military and stuff, or counterintelligence and stuff, where you need a higher IQ. So that's where it came from. The French actually developed it in the 1850s.
Okay, but
My whole question was: is you thinking of that if you have an high IQ that you can be more successful in this system we're in?
In the system, yeah. Yeah, because you can take orders and do things in a structured manner. But, I mean, does that make you the smartest person in the world?
Well, people with really high intelligence, over 145, which is considered a genius, those people are actually like the people that invent everything on this earth. Like Einstein, who had an average
So why
IQ
don't you
of
just take the test with Mish, and then it'll decide your guys' answer. Who's smarter?
Guess we're gonna have to do that.
Well, then that'll really determine philosophy or idea of that doesn't matter anything, that he would technically get a higher IQ than you. Because he's pretty much saying that this test doesn't really tell me how smart I am. I'm really smart.
Well, then, he might take it and not, try.
No, he would have to. Well, that'd be the test. You guys would just take it. I mean, it doesn't mean you're like I mean, I don't know. It's just one perspective of what's smart. But I mean, his philosophy. It's always about like some hippie route that doesn't make any sense, and so I would just say take the test and see where you guys are at.
So what are your theory is that well, my other thing I brought up too is that actual Jewish people have the highest IQ than Asians and Caucasians, than Hispanics and blacks, and in that order, the people that average the most money per race is actually Jewish people, Asians, Caucasians, Hispanics, and blacks. Average in that order, making the most. The average Jewish person makes over $100,000 a year, compared to a black person that makes average of $35,000.
Jewish on faith or Jewish on
the race? Jewish.
The actual
There's
DNA?
a race of Jewish. Their race. Or they consider themselves to be.
So like pure-blooded Jewish people.
Yeah, purebred Jewish people.
They're not considered white.
No, they consider themselves Jewish.
Okay. So white people don't have all the money in the world.
No, it goes Jewish people, Asians in America, and then Caucasians, then Hispanics.
So Asian people have more money than white people.
Yes, they make on average $85,000.
So then why are we hated?
Well, it's because
Or why are you hated as being white?
Well, yeah, that's another thing that this guy Stefan Mullen brought up is that white people are very guilty. They're easily guilted. Jewish people don't really. They're very clannish. They stick to each other. Asian people don't really care about other.
Well,
people.
I'm gonna say this: if you ask the average person on the street that question, I highly doubt. Number one, no one would say a Jewish person.
Yeah.
I would almost probably bet $1 million on that, and I highly doubt people would even say Asian people either. I almost just bet 100% that they'd say white people. White would be their first answer.
Well, they're wrong.
I don't even know who they'd say second either. Because if you asked me that and I'd answer it, I don't know. I'd be like white people probably, then maybe Mexican people. Just because where I live.
I would know. I would actually agree with that.
What order would you say? I don't even think.
Well, because at that point, because I
think the highest IQ or make them.
I don't know. For some reason, I think it would be white. Then it'd be Mexicans. Just because I think at that point, I'd be like, oh, people, they're taking our jobs at this point. It's just like too many.
Well, I mean, if you said education-wise, I'd think like
highest IQ.
I'd think Asian people.
Asian people do have high IQ.
But I just know a lot of Asian people are kind of smart.
Yes, and they have very good jobs.
But I mean, if you said what's a second, I'd say like what? I just would never think Jewish. That'd be my thing. Like I would never even think.
Well, here's the funnier thing that everybody who makes over $100,000 a year, 60% of that are Jewish people. So think of that.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing I was thinking about today, or it was like yesterday. But I was like, European people made America, and then. Cause I was thinking like,
what? They took America.
Okay.
And then made it.
Yeah, they took it from Indians. But I was thinking about like, why in America there's all these like I was just thinking about Europe and just a bunch of places. Why are all these races walking around? And I was just thinking like, okay, I get there's European people are just white people from Europe. Okay, so I get why there's a lot of different white people. But then I think like, okay, I get why the black people are here because they brought them over. And they decided to stay. But then I think like, okay, why are there a bunch of Asian people here? And I'm thinking like, was that from the war, the Vietnam War, that they took in people?
No.
So then how did Asian people?
They came over in the gold rush in the 1800s.
So they just came over here.
They came for the gold rush.
Okay, and then it just goes down on the races, where I just understand like how are there like because I just keep watching the whole thing about like Muslims and all these like other people from the east or whatever over here.
You mean immigration?
No, I just don't understand. Like, but I guess 'cause I was watching stuff about Trump. They're like, oh, he's racist, and all these immigrants. This country is built off of immigrants. But the reality of it, this country was built off of European white immigrants, and then you can say maybe black people. Like, I just like even wonder where did the Hispanic people come in.
Well, they're not. They're from South America and in Mexico where the Spanish.
But so what I'm trying to say though is like I watch these things and these people are like talking about so much hatred's going on, but I didn't think they understand what's the fundamental of how America was even built. Like I get right now there's all these different races here, but initially it was built off of just European people building it. Theoretically.
Well, the worst thing is that they're bringing all these immigrants in and they're taxing the system. Like, if you let the free market of, really truly have it here, like what happened in the early 1800s when immigration came from Europe, these immigrants came off the boat and they came here, and if they didn't make it, they would just go back on the boat and go back. Because they didn't have social welfare, they didn't have any of these programs they have now. So, but immigrants that come over now, they get hooked up with Section 8. They get hooked up with food stamps. They get hooked up with free. Yeah, they get all these handouts. So even if they don't make it, say they can't get their liquor store, be a cab driver or whatever, working the hospital. Hotels or whatever. They have a fallback, so they don't have to leave. And then on top of that, they have like 30 kids. And so, but all these kids are going to basically vote for another Democrat. You know, so it's a big political game they got going on right now. Because in the 1960s, the Democrats figured out that they can't win the vote anymore if they don't bring in immigration in to stop, you know, what free market was really about, which, you know, it should be.
So, Big Al, do you know where you came from?
No.
Do you know where your family came from? Like, what year did you guys come over? Or, like, do you know, like, your history?
Not really. I mean, I do know, like, my mom's mom's from Mexico. They came over here.
Do you know, like, what year? Like,
No.
illegally or legally? Or...
I think it's well, I just found out, like, my grandma or my nana, she's about to try to become American citizen right now. So she's actually taking the whole...
Oh, so you basically came over here, like, illegally.
Yeah, but I was born, you know, here.
Well, you would be American,
Yeah.
because you were born here. Well, that's the other thing I was watching about, like, because what Trump's trying to do is basically people that weren't, like, if you're not really American, then you have to go back, or you can, like, stay, because there's, like, trying to say, like, he's going to put people in camps, but he's like, no, he's like, I'm going to put them in these camps, but if they want to go back, they can clearly go back. He's like, I just want people to be, because it's all taxing, because, like, if you come over here illegally, you're not paying taxes, you're not helping out the system, but yet you're living off the system.
The thing is, if you come over here and have a kid, they can't deport you because your kid is a citizen. So what do you get? You get Section 8, you get welfare, you get all these programs.
No, I thought he's trying to do the thing now where they kick those people out.
They're going to kick even the kids out too?
No, not the kids, because they would be Americans, technically.
So you're going to, like, break up families?
Theoretically. I mean, they could take their kids with them if they wanted to. I think that's what's going to happen.
You know what? Fuck it. Let them do it, because I'm tired of this welfare system we got going. It's bankrupt.
I mean, how do you feel about that? Like, would you... I mean, you're American, though,
Yeah.
so now you have the you know, you're not a child
Well, I
anymore.
mean, no, personally, I feel that's fucked up what you're doing. It's like you're segregating people because, you know, we came here to get a chance to actually...
But they knew by coming over that they were breaking laws.
Yes.
So why should we have pity people that broke laws?
Because, there was no opportunity where they're friends. So, like, they had to break a law to actually gain opportunity.
I mean, is Mexico that bad?
Yes and no. I mean, like, I haven't really been there, but, like, I mean...
So you haven't been there?
No. But, like, I always sure shit, though. Like, there's, like, no opportunity. You barely get paid to do work, so, like...
But why is that America's problem?
Yeah. Why is it? Or now it's your problem.
Well,
you
yeah,
are American. So why is
that's
it your problem being an American?
I mean, shouldn't you be caring about
America.
your fellow Americans?
Yeah, I do. But then, like, I also care for, like, people just, like, you know, whatever happened in this country being the land of the free, you know, like, gives people opportunities that people
But those
don't
are
have.
American rights.
But
not
but then,
immigrant.
like, I think people just abuse the right to get free stuff because they don't want to work. That's, or, but, like, hey, you know, let's at least, are you even trying to work? Like, we should actually implement a system where, like, hey, you know, if you can't find a job.
Well, that's what he wants. He wants to have it structured so people could come from Mexico over here and get all that stuff.
What about
and
the
do it
people-
the right way, not the way of just coming.
What about the people that actually do the legit thing, go take the test and become a citizen? Isn't it fair to them too to also kick out people who choose not to go through the system? Wouldn't that be fair to them?
Well, I mean,
Like your grandma, it would be fair
Yeah.
for her if once she becomes
Yeah.
a full citizen to
Yeah.
say like, well, if you don't do what I did, I mean, you're not doing it the right way, right?
that's true.
So I mean, but that's what I'm saying. So it's like, but my thing, it's like this: what I was watching was just people that were already American, just like, oh, well, this is all bullshit, and this guy's racist because he wants to just put in the rules that we're all pretty much already there. It's just no one enforced them, and it was just lobbied in to take Americans' tax money and then pay for this program that didn't really do anything. It's just all like a bunch of bullshit. So versus just giving back to people that are here and helping homeless people and feeding starving poor people here. Like, That's the thing. It's like it's a loophole. It's just like there's this big gray area which no one wants to mess with, and Trump's like, well, I want to mess with it now. People are like, well, this guy is a horrible person. I just think like this. For me with Trump, it's like at least you know who he is and what he stands for, and like you can say, well, Clinton, she's basically just acting a certain way. Like you don't really know how racist she is or what she really doesn't like or all this stuff. She's just gonna keep showing you like a good version of herself, or even like Bernie Sanders. At least Trump, he's just like, this is me, and this is my beliefs. You know, take it or leave it, but you know, this is what I'm about. At least you know what you're getting into versus going in, having elected, you don't even know who the guy is. Like even though you might think he's racist, at least you know he's racist if you think that.
Hillary's in some deep shit because of that Benghazi shit where she like deleted.
Well, yeah, she's supposed to gonna get indicted, but then I was watching this thing that Obama's gonna like write some paperwork or something out so they don't indict her. You know, technically she should go to jail for this.
She's basically gonna get pardoned.
Yeah, I think that's what the word was, pardon. It's like the craziest shit. So it's like, how do people not
There's no justice in America.
What's going on? And I mean, I'd rather have Sanders at that rate to go against Trump. It's like, I don't understand. I mean, Clinton's just pretty horrible. But then my other theory too about it's like, I rather have. I mean, if people want to vote for women, there was a woman on the Republicans that no one wanted to vote for.
Yeah, the Hewlett Packard woman.
And yeah, no one cared about her.
She didn't have the look.
Like Hillary has the look.
She doesn't. Hillary looks like, you know, a nice person. That other woman looked very.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, if you're gonna vote for women just because, like, you're gonna vote for Hillary just because she's a woman. I mean, there was other women running.
I don't know. People vote for people because they're good looking.
And then the same thing too. I was thinking like Ben Carson. That guy was black. Why didn't no one vote for him? Why wasn't he the first president? That guy was.
Did you listen to him?
I rather had that guy than Obama.
Whoa, I don't really know. You know.
I like Ben Carson. He sounds like a legit guy. He didn't sound too like he didn't seem like a bad dude.
He didn't, but he didn't have that macho-ness that.
Oh, like Obama does.
Obama can speak very well. I like how Obama is like he acts black when he's around other black people. I seriously, you watch him when he's like on, you know, talking to like black people, he's like, hey, what's up? Like, you know, there's all this black person stuff. But when he's around white people, he acts more like, I don't know, whitewashed, I guess. But it's kind of funny to see.
He's theoretically just like a majority of Americans. We're just mutts. So I don't think I think if you're mixed with stuff, you shouldn't be considered anything. You're like really nothing. You're
well, like Morgan Freeman says, stop talking about it. You know, just I'm an American. I really think. I believe that now. You know, I'm just born in San Diego. I'm just a San Diegoan. You know, I'm nothing more than that. You know, like,
you're mixed too, right?
Yeah.
You're not even full. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, now, what are you?
I'm a fucking person. That's all I really
exactly.
care.
American, right? You can just say yourself as an American, right?
I just want to be treated equally as everybody else. You know, but we as people can't do that. You know, we always have to have, you know, whatever, more higher power than someone else. But like, oh, I'm better than you at something.
Classes, right?
Yeah, at that point, yes.
Well, also people, you know, want to hate other people because they don't really love themselves too. I've been noticing. So it's easier just to pick on people.
That's what it's this white lady saying she's arguing with this white guy who supports Trump, and her argument was that white people have more privilege than
white
a black
privilege.
Yeah, than a black person does, and all black people right now just want the ability to like have as much privilege as a white person.
I didn't know what white privilege. I'm white. I don't have any fucking privilege.
But that's what like I was thinking about. I was like, what is this lady talking about? Like, I grew up poor. I mean, what's the difference? I got harassed by cops. I got harassed by people. I mean, I get harassed by people that are not white. It's just like, I don't really understand what privilege. What
privilege
these people are
means
talking
you
about.
can't say anything else about any other race.
My thing is like, if I was just like some trashy white guy going through this world, I wouldn't have white privilege. People look at me as like a trashy person. So I just think if you want to look a certain way, you're gonna get treated a certain way, and that's just how it is. Like if you have a certain attitude, you're gonna get treated with that attitude. And so I think people are just like they see the like stuff that the media shows, and at the same time, even though they see bad things, there's like a million times more good things happening at the same time of like racial stuff. Like there's people getting along and doing things together. It's not. I don't think it's as bad as they want to portray it. Like there's black cops killing black people. There's white cops killing white people. It's not. I mean, just because you see it and they just keep shoving in your face doesn't mean that's
I think
reality.
the media does. It's easy to get ratings when you divide people and make people fit these stereotypes and shit, and not talk about IQ has a lot to do with why people are either succeeding in life and not succeeding in life. You know, based off their IQ. You know, so. You know, I think it's mostly driven by the media because the media makes money off of people watching.
Hey, do you feel like you have less privilege being a half white, half Mexican person?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, people look at me different because of it. I mean, it's like, oh, like who's this guy? I mean, people don't know who I am, so people just judge me because of like, oh, my skin. But
wouldn't you say like overall you deal with just as much harassment as?
I know.
Well,
Would
yeah.
you say Al looks Mexican?
I don't know, like kind of Mexican. I mean, I don't even know what you say. I mean, I don't honestly. If I had to judge what you look like, I don't know.
You would say he's more white, right?
I don't know.
well, because I mean, you got like the typical Mexican, like a straight dark or more light skin.
Yeah, you
Mexican.
don't look like you're from Mexico. I mean,
So,
but I don't know. You could be also like look like you're European-ish, like from
He
some
looks more European.
like I don't know, some European place.
yeah, but you would think out of the years of like just we've been through, like it would, we would step out from that. We would grow, but like, hey, stop doing this to people. But we still are though. Like I think each race has their own. They want to have their own like superior, like, oh, I'm better than everybody else, and it's become worse in the struggle of everybody.
Do you think that's because that in reality everyone should go back to wherever they came from? And that way we wouldn't be like if you like lived in a place where everyone was half Mexican, half white, and that's all you saw.
Yeah.
You think there'd be just as much tension that when you go out and there's like a zillion different races of people and they're all judging you? Like in China or something, or Japan, there's just a bunch of Asian people. You barely see anyone else, so
Yeah.
wouldn't you feel more at place than out of place?
I mean, yeah, but like, I mean, technically each race gives, like, since most people now are becoming more mixed race, so they're having two different races. I mean, they're becoming like pretty much they're becoming outcast because of it. I mean, like,
But I'm saying my question was,
Yeah.
wouldn't you feel more at home if you were just surrounded? Like if we're right now, I was half Mexican, half white. Would you feel more comfortable around me?
no, they'd be the same.
Or you went to work and everyone's half Mexican, half white.
That'd be the same.
Or you walked around, everyone's half Mexican, half white.
Oh, well, that would it'd be weird though because everybody would feel the same though. Yeah, I mean, I feel a little bit more comfortable, but like I just feel a little weird. Like, whoa, it was like.
So you feel just because you're mixed, it feel weird to be around your own people?
Yeah.
I don't know, that's a weird thought, don't you think?
It is, but like it's weird because it's just like we would have like I don't know, it just seems weirded out to be like if everyone was the same.
Well, okay, like in this theory, right? How would you feel if in a room or you're walking around and wherever you're walking around, it's just everyone's Christian?
Yeah.
Versus there's Satanists, there's Muslims, there's Jewish people, and all these things. Like, would you feel better if everyone had that Christian value versus just everyone else's different faith walking around?
It's like,
Well, I'm just saying, it's a yes or no. What would you feel more comfortable with, a bunch of Christians or a bunch of mixed bag? If you had to answer honestly, who would you feel comfortable around? Would you feel comfortable when you go to church? You're around a bunch of Christians, right?
Yeah, well, yes. I mean, but we don't even know. People might go there might not even be Christian. They're just because they're trying to
Well,
find
what do you
out.
think when you go to church? You think majority of people are Christian?
I feel more or less people want to they want to be fed the word. I mean, they want to know if this is real. I think that's where it's like becoming that.
I went to church on Sunday for Easter, and I was amazed how sexual women are looking there now. Like, you have all these young girls with their parents, and the men there are dressed up in semi-suits or dress coats, or polo shirts or something,
Yeah.
And all the women there are dressed up looking like they're going to the club or skinkish. It's kind of weird. Or they're very, classy looking. It was either those are the two things. It was really weird to see that these women dressed up very. And then I was like, well, are they trying to attract a fellow Catholic here, on top of it, or what are they trying to do by dressing up this way at church, So I actually kind of want to go back this weekend just to see.
It's just the devil.
Just to see if
The
maybe
devil is trying to tempt you.
Oh yeah, it's temptation at that point.
Is it? Well, I mean, even women that are devout Catholics are using their sexuality to, for just hey, come over and talk to me. Do you feel that way with women? That's why they dress a certain way, or do they want just attention?
Well, I mean, they know what the hell they're doing. They want to get, they want the attention from people. That's why they wear what they wear. But I saw as the years it progressed, it became skimpier and skimpier. I was like, gee, but there's also certain places.
What about your church? Does that happen?
No, because there's more of like
older
people. So.
I mean, but have you been to a very contemporary?
Oh, I know.
Christian
Yeah,
church,
I have.
like The Rock, where over there, where
But
there's
I
a
feel
younger
like
crowd of people.
I feel like half the ones, they dress over, and there's a little bit that just dress over the top. Like, whoa, what are you wearing?
Yeah, at church, huh?
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I guess they're trying to attract another Christian or Catholic.
Yeah. I mean, but usually sometimes, it can either go bad or go good at that point. So it's tough to say. Because, most people go to church be like, oh, because, my parents want me to go, or, they actually want to go because they...
Do you go every week?
I've been working a lot of Sundays, and I have to go back. I really want to go.
But your mom and dad go every Sunday?
My mom does.
Does any of your family go every day?
It's just most of my mom. Most of the times I would go, every day. I would go every Sunday, and pretty much talk to everybody there. But I been neglecting it. Usually it's mostly work though. I think I have to start requesting it off so I can actually go.
Can't you go to church any day though?
Well, mostly my church is either Wednesdays, or we have Bible studies on Wednesdays, and then church is actually on Sunday. Because they said something the seventh day, which was just Sunday at that point, is the rest day.
Well, do you pray every night then?
I usually pray with my mom. Whenever things are going bad or we're in trouble, or even for the good, you pray for. Hey, I think.
No,
God
that's
for
what I was saying. Do you pray because you don't go to church? So wouldn't you pray every night?
Yeah.
Isn't
Sometimes
that
I
what you're
don't.
supposed to do though, right? Or no?
Yes and no. I feel you pray. You pray for pretty much you can pray for anything at that point. You pray for maybe hey, having a bad day, you pray. Having a good day, you pray for things that I got this good day,
Well, I guess what I was saying, don't you pray before you go to bed? Isn't that the thing
No.
to do? You don't pray at night?
No.
Or before you eat?
Yeah, I pray before I eat. I thank God that He gave me this food, so bless me with this. So.
All right. Well, I think it's your topic.
Yeah.
Moving off, yeah, it's your turn.
Alright, so I've been pretty hooked on Leagues. Actually, it's this online computer game. So and no matter what game I play, I always seem to come back to this particular game. It's an online game you play with other people, and the whole point of the game is you have to destroy their base, but you have to fight your way through it. So you have to work as a team. But lately, people have just been they can be pissed off because they don't know how to play this game yet. They think they know. And
Do you ever wonder who you're playing with?
I do. I was
are
like,
they
who?
adults or are you just playing with a bunch of children?
I wonder that all the time. I was like, like how you guys expect to play this game when you guys can't even think what you guys are doing? I think most of the time I think I'm playing with children. It's just ridiculous.
I would say the majority of games in general online are probably children.
Like under 20 years old.
Yeah, because
I would say even under like 18.
I found it crazy because
teenagers.
supposedly one of my dad's friend, I found that he played leagues for a while, and I'm like, whoa. I mean, I don't think it was good, but like
I mean, it is the number one. Well, you know what the funny thing is? I don't know if you're paying attention, but so it's like the number one free online game, right? And so now it's worth. I guess Leagues is worth like over $1 billion, and so now it's considered an actual esport. So it's so now like I don't know if you noticed like in the last patch how they give you these treasure boxes, and pretty much now you can get wards and skins and characters. So if you think about it, if you actually play the game, you don't have to actually pay for all the stuff which they used to charge you for. So I was wondering like why they switched over to that, but then I realized after that article that they have so much money now and they get sponsored through all these competitions that now they don't have to make money off the game anymore. They just make money off advertisement. So I mean,
actually, I didn't even think about that. Actually,
so I was just So I was just thinking though, like man, like I gave him. I mean, I got suckered in and paid some money to buy some, skins on that, or you buy costumes for your character or whatever to look different. But I mean, in a way, I guess I was supporting their franchise, but now at this point, they're so big that they're giving back in a sense. So I don't know. I think it's kind of cool, but I think their days. I think it's getting too competitive. Where I think it'll just blow out. Because I've been reading also that a lot of the like World of Warcraft and like all those super online games, they're all dying out now. Because pretty much people rather not pretty much pay for these games. They rather just play the free ones when they're just as fun. So.
Because, I mean, at this point, like, most games I play, like, that I paid for, I was like, I enjoyed them for a while, but then it's like paying for it just, like, gets out of hand. But,
well, that's the thing. It's like, why wouldn't you go back to this game? Because, one, it's free. Two, you can play with people you know. And it's always evolving. So it's like pretty much like the limited game in a sense.
You know what I don't like? Is how when you buy a game now, that you have to pay more money to unlock stuff that should either be, you used to be able to just play the game and you'd unlock it. But now, even if you do that, you still don't unlock it. You have to pay for it. Like in the Mortal Kombat game, to get like the super cool characters, you have to buy the game and then buy the character. And I was like, that's fucking bullshit.
Well, I mean, I think at this point, like, back then, gaming was just like, oh, like, no one's gonna really get into this. Like, we'll sell it cheap. Then realize the gaming community's become so popular, but like, oh, these people have money, you can pitch it to sell even more,
I just don't get why they just don't charge more for the game then. It's like, I don't want to go through all that. I want the special characters, It's like, you're making these characters and make them, like, feel like they're better, or you need them in some way because you have to pay more.
I realize what they're doing, because they used to basically come out the game and then make an expansion pack, and then charge people for that. And so now what they're doing is coming out the expansion pack, but they're breaking it down in, like, these downloadable parts. So, like, basically, like, for Mortal Kombat, instead of them coming out with not the next version of Mortal Kombat, just another Mortal Kombat with more characters, they're just allowing you to pay for it and download it versus actually buying the expansion pack.
Yeah, but the whole point, it used to be, is like you have to like beat. I remember like in
the whole point where
you beat the character with one character all the way through, and then you unlock another character, right?
No,
That's how it was.
They give you that in the game, but I'm saying what they used to do is just make an expansion pack, not an actual like Mortal Kombat 6 from 5. It would just be like 5.5, or it'd be like it'll just have some other name. It'd be the same Mortal Kombat, but you get like 10 extra characters. I just don't think you realize how they were just making expansion packs before.
How do you feel about moving on to my topic in Japan now? That
what do you mean moving on to your topic? We didn't even finish his topic.
Oh, we didn't finish it? Well, it kind of correlates with the gaming thing. That's why I wanted to bring it
Well,
in.
it's also not your turn next. I'm next. So you're
Oh,
jumping
okay.
ahead. But what are you trying to say about League of Legends though?
So, but like, I mean, like, I want to know, like, how do you feel about like this game though? Like, more or less, it's like, do you feel like it's a game that you like to play because you played other games, but yet I feel like
I don't think it's better than WoW. I don't think, as far as like addiction wise, nothing beats WoW. World of Warcraft.
yeah, okay.
That game's super like addictive.
Why is this addicting?
It's because you can literally do anything. You can customize anything, and it's like
You have to
real
pay for it?
time. Yeah, you gotta pay for it. But that's the thing
So you
about
buy the game, you pay for the game, and then you have to pay.
it. Pay monthly.
It's monthly.
You have to pay monthly?
Yeah, you have to pay like
Yeah.
$15 a month.
$15 a month?
Yeah.
That's, what is that, like,
So you have to pay like $100 a year to play the game.
oh, you can buy a year pass?
Yeah, it's
I think
about
it's
$100.
is it a little cheaper to buy for a year though?
I think it's like 100. I mean, it might
Holy
be a little-
moly, if you
it
get a
might-
million people to do that?
Yeah, but they're not getting people anymore. But cause everyone's pretty much playing like the free games. But the thing is, it's like as far as like what it, for me like a fun game like that was pretty fun. But I mean, prior to that, I'd say like all the RPGs I played on PlayStation and stuff were always pretty cool and addicting.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, as far as like, I never played. I mean, since basically all these new online games came out through PC and stuff, like console games, I haven't yet to play something that was good.
You know what I like is how they dumbed the video games down now. You know, it used to be like you actually had to have some skill now. But now you just like, it's so simple to play these games now. It's funny. The challenge is not there anymore with a lot of them. Get bored really quick.
Well, yeah. Well, it's like the RPGs because that's what I used to like, and like I think it was like after PlayStation 2, there was like no real RPGs. But I remember the RPGs would always take like 60 plus hours
Yeah.
to play them. But to me, like they always had a good story. But I'm not even talking about just Final Fantasy games. Like I used to play
Well, what catches more of
all
you
the
like?
RPG games.
Like story or gameplay though? What is your biggest ones though?
I like the story. Well, yeah. I mean, the gameplays were always kind of not so cool, but they still had enough random stuff that made it interesting. But it was mainly just the story. Like I always just wanted to like keep playing the story to find out what happened.
Yeah.
And I like the side quests and side things to do.
Okay.
I know, but literally, I'm telling you, after like PlayStation 2, like there's no good stories anymore. Everything just went to shit.
I think more than 3. That's when it started dying down. It started.
That's what I'm saying. No,
Yeah.
once it hit 3, like there's literally nothing. Like 2, I remember there was a few good RPGs, but they still weren't like I wasn't like that amazed by it.
Well, I think people are more caring about like graphics and customizing their characters over everything else. I don't think really people really care about plots and schemes and actually beating the video game. Because a lot of these games now you can't really beat. You know, you just keep playing forever. It's kind of bizarre, you know.
Yeah, I don't know, but if your question is what makes leagues fun
Like,
to
But
play,
yeah.
you can't beat leagues, right? There's no beating leagues.
no.
At this point,
You
like
can't even be professional in leagues. I don't think. Like even if you're a champion, like I was thinking recently, like, cause you know how there's all these teams, right? That like
Yeah.
play for money. Like, how do you become that? I heard.
I mean,
Like, is that even real or is
It's,
it
I
like
think
you
I
can't?
think it's possible. I mean, more or less, you just have to play in like either like.
But I'm
either-
saying those are not like people like me and you. Those are like people that professionally do it and get sponsored.
You don't think
right?
there's like side houses where like
I
people go and like actually
Well,
play
I'm pretty sure like
teams
you
where
can
they
get
bet?
sponsored, but like hey, even like try to find people like
No,
you
I'm
have to like little events.
So
to,
you're
to
saying
like go up to their.
But I'm saying this: if you rank out on the system all the way to champion or whatever, or do you become one of those guys, or you just champion on the rank system? That's what I'm saying.
That's true. Well, because the thing is, I don't see those on the ring system. Like that's the thing. Is, like,
I got
this
a
is
question.
team-wise, but
Do you guys feel if you didn't have to work, you guys would become champions? Like, say you devoted like 8 hours of your day every day to playing that game. Could you-
I wouldn't do that. But
No. I'm saying if you could, you had the chance to do it, somebody actually would pay you to do that. That was your job.
Nah.
Could you become
No,
a
because it
champion
take
now?
the fun out of the game. I think the only thing, right?
well,
Well,
yeah, like,
Al,
if I got paid to play it, yes.
Al, you think how long would it take you, Al? A year?
That one I don't know. You get me probably.
A year playing every day 8 hours. You have
Yeah.
to play 8 hours every day out, and you can have 2 days off.
Yes,
It would take you a year
I would say yeah.
to be champion.
I mean, if I like to physically like play, like master it, yeah, a year would probably suffice.
How would long it take you, Pano?
I don't know. If I took it that serious, I wouldn't want to, because if I took it that serious, I'd break it down like a puzzle, and I'd really.
Why
Like,
don't
when I
you
play
do
the
that
game,
now?
I don't take it that serious. I just do it for fun. Like, it's something fun to play.
So just to waste your time when in between when you have to go to do bullshit?
No, it's just like how people eat sugar, or they just play. I play a lot of any video games.
Why do you play, Al?
I play for like de-stress, and also it's just fun too. Like, I enjoy playing it, and like it gives me time to relax.
Hey, let me ask you a question now. If you found a girl that played League of Legends, and she liked you, and you guys just played all the time, would that be awesome?
Yeah.
Alright.
But I like sports though. I think that's the thing. Like, I have fun playing like kickball or some shit.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's
Yeah,
times
like,
where like I like to go out, but
I
like
like
do stuff.
Yeah, like I like
You started
competitive things.
kickball
Like
league.
bowling. I like bowling. But it's like video games is another competitive thing. Like, I'm not hardcore like where I like those fighting games and I'm all hardcore.
Those
about
are
that.
like really fucking hard to play, man. I have
Those
to
are
say.
fun too, man. Cause no, I
Like Street Fighters, that shit's hard to play.
Cause I mean it's stressful too. Cause like it's, I feel like when I play those games, like I want to be the best, but sometimes I lose. But then I learn from it. Though, like I got to give better than what I did.
Talking
Like
about leagues or like a fighting game.
well, any games like this.
Well, I
like,
remember when we
competition-wise.
watched you played that video or that game at the bar, and you got
Oh, yeah, I got beat,
you got
like-
destroyed in like 3 minutes. And how much did you pay to enter that?
It's like $15, I think, or 20.
Jeez.
Hey, but like that's the thing is like experience I got to go through. Like I thought I was pretty good. Like now I like get even better than what I was.
Did it discourage you?
No, I mean like I still play it. I love playing that game. It's fun. Like
Yeah.
I like doing more of those things, but like
You did get beat in the first round. though.
yeah, I know. I gotta be horrible.
Pretty. That's pretty.
But I
good.
don't know. You got luck at the draw. You got to pick the guy.
See,
that
the thing
was
is, like,
doing the
I,
tournament.
like-
it's kind of unfair.
When I played that game, like I wasn't playing as much as I should to the point that like I'll be like more better than what I am. So
Were you nervous because they were watching you too?
no, not really. But like it's invigorating just playing it though. It's fun, but. I mean, I'm pretty sure like my skills were lacking at that point to the point.
But
that
I would say you stop doing that. It picks up on the thing. I would say though, in reality, the real reason why anyone plays games or eats sugar or drinks alcohol, any of these things, is because we live in these hamster cages, and that it's just life. For me, I think it's like life. You can't do everything you want to do, so you find your pleasure in certain things, and so. Like, if I could do anything I would want to do, then I wouldn't, like, necessarily play video games. But, so I'll do the finishing topic. I guess I'll just say one quick thing really quick. I was watching this article on the internet, and it's just, like, some lady is,
Watching or reading?
I was watching a video, and some lady, like, punches, like, this older guy who's supporting Trump at some rally. And then, like, the officer, like, just saw that, and then he just, like, sprayed the chick in the face with mace. I thought that was pretty funny. But they're basically, like, saying, like, oh, it's unjust to see all these Trump people, like, starting stuff at these,
Well, did you see that
these things.
that
but
reporter that got pushed out of the way by a security guard or the Secret Service guy, and then she went on like news saying how she got like her violated, and they showed it, and then she had to like say, well, I guess I didn't. She like made this
people are
whole
just
story
blowing
out
up
where she got
proportion.
like pushed down and shit. And
But that's what I'm saying. Like, this chick punches a dude in the face, and then of course you're gonna get maced by the police by assaulting somebody. I mean, okay, I get you're at a rally, but you can argue with each other. But if you're gonna like be violent, then you should get maced in the face.
Yeah, but isn't that a little excessive force? I mean,
Well, how do you stop an angry mob from
well, yeah, I
punching
guess.
people? Like, what do you like? Can you not like? How do you stop the guy who got punched from not punching this woman?
Why the hell would you start shit at rallies?
That's what I'm saying. It's just like people are like that crazy.
I
about
really
these
don't
Trump
understand
rallies.
why people are going to Trump rallies and starting shit. It's like Democrats are supposed to be very like passive and not trying to like be very aggressive. And I think they're you don't see anybody Trump people going to goddamn Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton things like starting bullshit. I just think it's kind of weird now how Democrats are very like hostile and violent these days, and it's kind of opposite of their belief system.
Okay, I don't want to get into it. I just wanted to bring it up. I thought it was funny, but
Was it like a full-on punch or just like?
I guess she like full on punched somebody, but then she got maced pretty good. So I got one quick thing: K Dog or K Frog?
K Dog.
I'm gonna call him K Frog. If you had to pick K Dog or K Frog,
I don't know. K Frog sounds pretty funny though.
right? He actually said he likes K Frog, or he likes frogs, but I don't think he got what I meant by it. But if you could pick one, if you could be one superhero or a character in a comic book or something, who would you be? Real quick.
Superman.
Iron
Okay.
Man.
Iron Man.
Iron
Is he
Man.
Mexican?
No,
Iron Man
I
is
like the
Mexican.
suit. The suit is cool.
No, he's a white drunk.
Why does he look Mexican?
Oh, that's the way
I thought he was Mexican.
Tony Stark.
No, yeah, he was supposed to be like a white guy.
Tony Stark is a white guy.
Maybe it's the goatee.
I like the suit.
Well, Robert Downey Jr. is not fucking white, I guess, right? He's Mexican. Robert Downey Jr.
Actually,
I mean, I guess I
What is Robert Downey Jr.? Is he white or what is he? Mexican?
I guess I paraphrased it wrong. I mean, you could pick comic books or cartoons.
Yeah,
or
what are you
something,
taking, like
but-
the movie theater guy? The real Iron Man's this drunk out. I don't know if you know this.
oh yeah.
He's like all pissed off his dad died, and that's why he creates all that shit he does. Because he really misses his dad. He's got daddy issues.
yeah, I know. I'd be I thought the coolest character was Gambit from X-Men.
Oh, that guy was pretty dope, actually.
That guy was pretty cool.
Yeah, but Superman's like the ultimate powers, though.
I know, but the question really is who do you think's like the coolest? Like, who would you want to be? I always thought Gambit always did like some cool shit. Like a
Not
cool
the
character.
powers. You just want to be that actual person.
Yeah, like what character? Like you say. Rick
I would be
Grimes.
Wolverine. Personally,
Okay.
Wolverine's got really cool powers.
Do you
Man.
get the question? Or
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
Still, you want to be Iron Man?
Yeah.
Iron Man's the coolest guy to you?
Yeah,
DC or Marvel or anything. You can say you want to be a Mega Man.
Well, I mean, that guy's cool. Oh shit, I'll be linked then. Fuck.
Okay.
Whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, all right. So then this is the last topic. Batman vs Superman. What do you think, Mike?
It's all right. It wasn't bad. I thought Ben Affleck was all right too. I don't think he was bad, and I don't think Superman was. I think Superman sucked in this one more. To be honest with you.
Okay, Al. There you go.
I mean, I think.
Oh, wait, I got one more thing. Sorry, Al. Pretty
Yeah.
Yeah, you needed more Wonder Woman. She's fucking hot. That's all I gotta say. And I didn't think like Wonder Woman should be like holding her own against fucking Doomsday, but whatever. Whatever. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, like. It was okay. It was alright. I mean, but like, I think it could have been better. Personally, I just don't think Ben Affleck is a good Batman, in my opinion. Like, in the suit, he was okay. He, played that part. But, like, as Bruce Wayne, no, I don't think he portrayed that character right.
Of all the Batmans on the screen, where does he rank?
He's better than George Clooney. I mean, I'd say that.
Yeah, I think at that
'Cause
point,
George,
yeah.
I mean, but that's the same thing. It's like the George Clooney. It's like I just think George Clooney. when I
Val
see-
Kilmer?
There was only 4
And the
Batmans?
Val Kilmer.
That was the first Batman.
No,
movie.
that was what's.
Well, Adam
Michael
West.
Keaton.
Adam West was like the first Batman too.
Who is the second?
No, the first actual movie was
It's Michael Keaton, right?
Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
And he was in number 2, right?
Yeah, number 2. Then Val Kilmer was in 3, I think.
I don't remember. I have to rewatch it. I don't remember that bad.
Yeah, and then
it was
Clooney was in with fucking Robin and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then
Well, I think
Jim Carrey was in
he had
that one
two.
too.
I think he had 2 of them.
Yeah, George Clooney had 2, and then it was Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Christian
I
Bale.
still think
I think it's Michael Keaton and Christian Bale number 1. I think they're both tied.
I'd have to. Well, I don't know.
Michael
Like,
Keaton was
back in the
really
day,
good, really
I-
good in that movie.
I mean, I could think he's Bruce Wayne. I mean, yeah, if he did it later on in his career, I think not. But I think Christian Bale did. I would think of more as Bruce Wayne. But
a younger Bruce Wayne. I think Keaton did a really good older Bruce Wayne. Like you know.
but,
I think Keaton would have been an older
Keaton
one.
was better than Ben Affleck's older version of Batman.
I think that movie, it was just they explained too much in
Well,
one story. That's what
That's true. They
I just
they
felt
spent like
like-
3 people.
No, they just explain because it starts off like a backstory, and then it goes into like some other story, and then some other story, and some other story. and some other-
But the thing is,
Batman for some reason.
No,
I don't
here's my
understand
thing. It's
that
like
part.
they could have
Like,
just
everybody knows Batman.
they could have just had like I don't know. It could have just been different movies, or they could have just explained less and just had this story. Like they could have had a Batman kind of cross blend with the Superman, and then have Superman cross blend with the Black Man, and then kind of have the other story.
But it didn't really like go into detail why Bruce Wayne really fucking hates Superman. You know, It's like,
No, that's
he's
the
just
other
like
thing.
mad, just like mad.
Well, no, because
mad."
he killed that. I didn't understand who the guy in that tower was. Was that
Yeah.
his dad? No, that was who was that guy? His grandpa?
Was that
I don't think it was his dad. It was the guy probably who just
No,
like,
it wasn't his dad. His dad died in the streets. But who was the guy that died in the tower?
probably just the guy who like helped build that corporation. He probably started.
Yeah, so-
I think it was probably that. Like,
But
Yeah.
they were fighting in Metropolis. They weren't fighting in Gotham. Superman, because that whole fighting thing was when he was fighting the guy in Superman.
but I'm pretty sure like
or whatever.
Batman has buildings everywhere. Like my biggest thing, I made a joke because it was like, oh, like pretty much Batman's pissed because he destroyed a building of his. Like,
Maybe.
I was like, I mean, he's rich enough. He could probably build another one.
Well, I heard he's bitter because supposedly like Robin died right before the movie takes place, and that's the whole thing with the spray painted Batman was like Joker making fun of, Robin,
Oh.
something shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess they didn't explain why Batman.
Well,
wanted to
Yeah,
kill
and you take
Superman.
like the most baddest
But
ass
then-
fight that Superman ever does in his whole fucking life, and fights Doomsday, and you make it like a goddamn 5-minute fight.
But I also
you know?
didn't like how they switch. Like Batman didn't want to kill Superman because their moms had the same name. Like I thought that was pretty stupid in a story plot. There could have been some other linkage of why he didn't want to kill him.
Yeah.
But then, like, and the funny thing after that is, like, right after that, they're like, oh, let's just go fucking fight Doomsday.
Well, I mean, how?
It's like, let's go from killing each other to now we're gonna go, I'm
Well,
gonna save your mom, and then we're gonna go kill Doomsday.
Yeah, like they beat the shit out of each other. And Batman
That's
still
what I'm
has
saying.
enough
They
strength
should
to
have
go
had a
fucking
movie
fight.
where it's just Batman fighting Superman, that would have been it, and then they had another movie where they go fight Doomsday.
That's true.
That would have been better. It's just like, I just feel like they took a bunch of shit and like combined it into one movie, and they should have just had separate movies for all these things and slowly combined stuff together.
Well, like we.
Like
What?
kind of with
I
the
think
Iron
it should
Man
just.
and-
I think it just thought it should just been him versus Doomsday, man. With the fucking.
Well, because
whole
Doomsday
movie
should have
was about.
technically been when like all the Avengers were there.
Yeah.
Or the Justice League. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's like the Doomsday whoops the shit out of everybody, and goddamn Wonder Woman was like holding ground with that motherfucker. It didn't make any goddamn sense, you know. And then goddamn, you needed fucking Lois Lane to help Superman figure out he needs to get this fucking spear. It's like, come on, man, he's fucking Superman.
No, what I did like too is that like when
Like Superman is like stupid
I just didn't
in
get
this
why
fucking
Batman
movie.
couldn't spear Doomsday. I just didn't get that either.
I didn't
Or
get.
why didn't Wonder Woman spear Doomsday?
Dude,
I don't
but
get
do
why
you
Superman
understand that
did it.
Superman can like
They
look at
had
you
they had to
and see
do
how you
well.
move?
Spoiler: they had to do Superman's death, so they had to do it that way.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I
that's
think,
like a weak sauce.
why? Why
right
do they
there.
have to do that? Because that doesn't spawn Justice League, does it?
Well, but in the series, like Superman did die, so like they had to like portray that somehow, as like to kill him, I had to kill myself, like.
Yeah, but
Sacrificial death.
then they didn't have all the other goddamn characters in it, because on his funeral, his real one, he gets like every superhero comes out and pays homage to Superman.
Well, no, that's when because he dies once, but then he actually really dies is like later on. That's when everybody.
He really dies from who then?
That's what I forget who. Like I know a little bit.
Doomsday killed him and he comes back. I don't know. He dies again the second time, but
Yeah, because I know Doomsday's supposed to kill him, but he's supposed to like.
Somebody
Come back
actually
again, though.
kills
Yeah.
Superman for real?
Yeah. And that's when like he has a son though. I think that's when like the whole.
Wait, Superman can have a son with Lois Lane?
I think
Right?
so, yeah. Because he becomes
that
like
make sense?
technically still human because since he's been on Earth, he became like somewhat human because of it though. I think.
So Superman's son would only be a half Superman then?
I think so. I think that's how it goes.
Or
If not, I gotta read
What's
it.
up with Supergirl? She hasn't came yet?
Well, I don't know, because, like, a lot of these stuff now, they're making, like, TV shows for. So, it's becoming differently. Like, that's why there was, like, a scene with, like, The Flash, supposedly, is, like, that vision he had in, like, for Batman.
why was the Flash Asian though?
It's the way they made him.
Is that he's Asian on the TV show?
No, I think he just looked Asian on there, that's why. He's supposed to be this...
That actor is white.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think you've seen...
I mean, the dream part? That was fucking Flash.
That was Flash. The Flash came to Warner.
Yeah, I didn't make a lot. That movie, like, there was a lot.
Oh,
filler.
that was Flash.
That was the Flash. Supposedly,
I thought Flash, but they showed him on that surveillance thing, right, in the liquor store.
Well, yeah, that too. But the thing is, like, there's supposedly what, like, this other guy was telling me because he's, like, super, like, nerdy about it. There's a point where, like, Superman goes bad because he gets mind controlled by, like, this crazy... I forget what villain. And technically, he kills Lois Lane because Batman thinks Lois Lane is Doomsday because he gets mind controlled. But...
That's what
So pretty much
about.
Flash, I think, does this whole thing where like he kind of like fucking goes so fast, he goes back in time, but then he's like warning Batman, be like, oh, that's why it's like Lois is the key. I believe that's how the whole story goes.
So the dreams are real then.
Yeah.
So Batman dies in the comic book, or
Superman.
that's like an alternate.
I think
Well,
it's
the
like an
dream
alt.
Batman dies, right? He kills him in the movie. They had the dream, right?
Yeah. Well, no, that one I think they still fight each other just because like like I think he's just warning them.
No, he's
That's
trying to get that kryptonite, and there's like
Yeah.
those bug people. Then he gets captured.
Yeah.
But that really happened in the future.
Well, it's tough to say because there's a lot of timelines they do, so I don't know which one's actually.
That's what I'm
correct.
saying, man. This should have been like 4 different movies or something, and then like turned into this movie. It's just like they're going backwards, and it's just kind of.
I wonder what the Wonder Woman movie's gonna be about.
I heard she's not gonna be that badass.
They're gonna make her look like fucking.
No, they are. It's gonna be that chick, but I heard the story's not gonna be like that crazy.
It's probably gonna be stupid, Except that, 'cause a lot of women are gonna watch it. So it's probably
So, alright, so anything like that, and this is an hour with the Wolfpack, and this is episode 13. Today's date is March 3rd, or March 30th, 2016, and Mike's out, Fauna's out, and Big Al's out.